The president for this PSF is nothing but the same personality who have introduced or developed Python, Guido van Rossum. Yeah, morning all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right?
Yeah, your voice is clear and screen also.
Fine, thank you. So today just I'll be discussing about fundamentals of Python, Python software foundation, Python versions, Python installation, and Python execution modes, right? Python, you need to know something about PSF, Python software foundation. PSF. It is a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community, devoted towards Python community, right? Yes. It was launched in the year 2001, right? Yes. And the main objective of this PSF, right? The objective or aim of this version to foster the development of Python. Okay. In the year 2005, right? PSF, Python Software Foundation, received Computer World Horizon Award. In the year 2005, PSF received Computer World Horizon Award. The president for this PSF is nothing but the same personality who have introduced or developed Python, Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum is the personality who introduced or developed Python, is the same personality who is the president for this PSF. Okay. Headquarters, where are the headquarters located? Headquarters, right? In Delaware, yes. Delaware, USA. Official website for Python. Official website, right? Python.org. Python.org, right? Yes. Okay. Python Software Foundation, right? So something about Python versions now, right? What are the versions of Python? Before I go with the Python installation, right? Python versions. Python 1.x. The first Python, okay, 1.x means 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So the Python version like that, introduced in the year 1990. Python 2.x version. In the year 2000. It was introduced in the year 2000. Python 3.x version. introduced in the year 2008. The version that what we are using currently is 3 version, right? Python 3 version we are using. Okay, latest version of Python. Latest version of Python. Latest version is Python, like Python 3.11. Stable version of Python. Stable version of Python, right? Python 3.7. Previous stable version is stable version means mostly used version. What is it? Mostly used version. Python 2.7 is mostly used. So Python 1 version, 2 version, and 3 version, right? 3 version was introduced almost like 14 years ago, right? Still we are running with 3 version. 3.11 is the latest version. Stable version is 3.7, right? Yes. Python installation. Now, now check this installation of Python, right? Yes. So before I install, right, go into settings, apps, apps and features. I'm uninstalling. I'm removing this again. I'll try to reinstall this Python. So Python provides different softwares for different environments, right? For Windows, for Linux, and for Mac OS. For Linux, there is no need of any separate installation, right? By default, Python comes as inbuilt within this Linux operating system. So no need of any separate installation for it. Windows provide, see, Python provides different softwares for different environments. For Windows also, it provides two softwares. One for 32-bit Windows, one for 64-bit Windows. If your Windows is 32-bit, you're supposed to download 32-bit Python software. If it is 64-bit, you are supposed to download 64-bit Python. How will you check whether your system is a 32-bit or 64-bit? Okay, minimize this, minimize, let this go. Go to your desktop. And say properties. what it is, 64-bit operating system, right? If it is 32 bits, okay, 64-bit operating system. Check it whether it is 64-bit or 32-bit, right? Yes, first. If it is 64-bit, right? Yes. Windows 7 means you should go with the older versions of Python, right? Not see, one second. I'll show you, right? So uninstallation successful, right? Uninstall was successful. Close it. Yes. Now go to this Google, check, right? Yes. What is the official website of Python? Python.org. Python.org is the official website from where we can download Python and we can see the documentation for each and every Python release, right? Yes. Okay. This is what Python.org, PSF. PSF means Python Software Foundation, right? Yes. Python Software Foundation. Just now I was talking about this, right? About the sponsorship, memberships, donations, volunteer, these things. So community, right? Now go to this Python, say downloads. In this downloads, if you see, okay, see here clearly, can you see here? Note, Python 3.9 plus cannot be used on Windows 7 or earlier. Yes, Python 3.9 or plus cannot be used in Windows 7. So go for 3.8. If anybody working in Windows 7, go with Python 3.8 version. So downloads, all releases you can click. Don't go for active Python releases. Go for looking for a specific release. Looking for a specific, go for this. Looking for a specific release. So select this 3.11, right? Python 3.11, the first one. Okay, October 24, 2022, right? Yes. Almost like 1 month ago it was released. 3.11, you can select it. You can just click 3.11. Let's scroll down, scroll down. Yes. You got Windows installer for 32-bit, you got the Windows installer for 64-bit, you got. Yes, click this 64-bit if it is 64-bit, if 32-bit, select 32. So your software size is 24 MB, right? Yes, your it's done. Download is completed, right? Yes. So that exe file, whatever that exe file you are seeing, right? .exe file. Okay. Double click the exe file, which if it is downloaded, otherwise go to the downloads folder and click the exe file. You will get a window in this manner. We will get a window like this. Which version for Windows 7 means? Yes. Windows Python 3.8 version is going to select. You have selected 3.11, right? For Windows 7, select 3.8 or 3.7. 3.8 you can select. Okay. So you will get this window like this. At the bottom, add Python to path. Select it, add Python to path. Go for customize, go for what? Customize installation. Go for customize installation. So documentation, pip, all this, right? Nothing to select in this. Nothing to select. Yes, say next. Here also nothing to select in this. See your installation location where it is getting installed. In C, users, Dell, app data, local programs, Python, Python 3.10. So it is installing in some subdirectories, right? But tomorrow, if you want to locate Python, it will be very difficult that where exactly this Python is installed. You need to enter into this multiple subdirectories. So remove all this and just install Python in my C drive. Just remove all that and just say C/. Okay, now just say install, that's it. So this Python 3.11, a folder is going to get created within the C drive, and within that 3.11 folder, right, Python is going to get installed. Say install, just it hardly takes 1 minute for installation, right? Once. Yeah, installation was successful, right? Now let us check whether it is successfully installed or not. To check whether it is successfully installed or not, right, go to the command prompt. At the bottom search panel, type cmd and say enter, right? You will go to the command prompt. Just type Python and say enter. Just type Python and say enter, right? Yes. Python version and Python interpreter got opened, right? Yes. Python version interpreter gets opened. So here you can type any valid statements and check, right? 4 plus 2, 5 into 3, x as 10. What is x value? X plus 2. So your Python is working, right? Working fine. So Python is installed successfully. Interactive mode. You can easily interact with Python step by step. Okay, if you want to come out of this, say quit. Okay. So yes, that is what installation of Python, let's say. And if anybody wants to install, see here, if you're working with older version of Linux, then you may have older version of Python within it. But if you want to update with the new version, right, you can just use this command, right? We install everything from the root user, right? That's why you go for sudo apt-get install. Python 3.11 or 3.10. Okay. apt and get install Python 3.11. This command is going to install the latest version of Python in your Linux machine, right? Yes. Now Python execution modes. Python execution modes, right? Two modes of execution. Interactive mode and batch mode. Python supports two modes of execution, interactive mode and secondly it is batch mode. Two modes of execution, right? Yes. So interactive mode means just now I was talking, right? You can interact with Python statement by statement. Yes, by every statement it gives the response. Here we directly type. Right? Python statements on the interpreter. And the user can easily interact. Right? And the user can easily interact with Python statement by statement. And the user can easily interact with Python statement by statement. This interactive mode advantage, the advantage is to test the functionalities of Python. And to learn Python. To test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python, right? Yes. If you doesn't know about any particular functionalities, right, you can just type on this interactive mode and you can just by seeing the response you can understand, right? And to learn Python as a beginner, as a learner, right, Python interactive mode works better. And batch mode means like just like other programming languages, we write batch of statements and save it by using .py extension. Here we write a batch of statements. Within the editors or IDEs. Integrated development environments. Within the editors or IDEs and save it by using .py extension. And later submit to Python. We write batch of statements within the editors or IDEs and save it by using .py and later submit to Python. What are the various editors where we can write the Python code? And what are the various IDEs? In real time, we use IDEs, integrated development environments, right? So what are the various editors where we can create a Python file? We can write Python code is within the notepad you can write. Yes. within the notepad, within the edit plus. Various editors, notepad and edit plus within the Windows environment, VIN Nano within the Linux environment for creating a Python file, for creating a .py file, right? Yes. PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter Notebook, yes. So various IDs like PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter, Autumn, VS Code. You may ask a query, right? Why these many IDs for Python? Why not one or two? Because Python used for different environments, right? Integrated Development Environment. IDE full form is what? Integrated Development Environment. So in real time, we use these IDEs, right? For developing applications or projects in Python. So we have got many IDEs for Python. Among all this, PyCharm is the mostly used one. Mostly used IDE. So why this many IDs? Because Python is used for different environments or different domains, right? Okay, it is used for different environments. For data science, for big data, for networking, for animations, for game development, for all this, right? So for every environment uses some, for example, for data science, Jupyter Notebook is mostly preferred. The Jupyter Notebook is mostly used. Spider ID is used. For big data also, Spider and Jupyter is mostly used. For typical web applications, right? Like PyCharm is mostly preferred, Autumn is preferred, VS Code is preferred. So in this way, different environments using different IDs, right? Yes. Developing the first Python application. Developing the first Python application. Developing the first Python application within a editor. Developing the first, okay, within a editor, right? Yes. Example. Okay. Example within the notepad. Open notepad, right? Open notepad and type the following Python statements. first Python application within editor and type the following Python statements. X value is 10, Y value is 20. Okay, so just I'm taking two values and performing some kind of arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, right? As we didn't discuss anything about Python fundamentals, right? Yes, just I'm performing per arithmetic operations. By taking two values, I want to perform arithmetic operations. Right, open notepad. Sample1.py. I'm just saving it as sample1.py. Yes. Save as sample1.py. Now submit this file to Python. Submit this file to Python as writer. Go to the command prompt. Go to this command prompt and just type Python. Just type what? Python. And give the path where your file is available within the C drive. 7 a.m. right? Within the C drive /7 a.m. Python 7 a.m. right? Yes. Within that sample1.py and so just say enter. You'll get 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. You are the output, right? Yes. Ten plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20, right? Okay. So I'm just writing some code within this notepad, Python code within the notepad, save it as .py extension, and now submit this file to Python as type Python and give the path in C drive, so and so folder, so and so file. Yes, but here, what is your observation? But here we are writing the code. But here we are writing the code at one place and executing at the other place. We're writing the code at one place. Within the notepad you are writing. And executing at the other place. But to write and execute at the same place. But to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, integrated development learning environment, right? We have IDLE, which comes along with Python installation, which comes along with Python installation, using which but to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, which comes along with Python installation, using which execute at the same place. Yes. So here, understood, right? What are the various editors and what are the various IDs? So, but to write and execute at the same place, we have got IDLE, right? I'll show where to run, how to open this IDLE, right? So just I'll copy this code. How to open this IDLE means go to your start programs, check where your Python is available here, right? Python 3.11, right? Python shell or gets open, click this Python shell, right? File, new file. So here it will opens in interactive mode. You can type any valid statements, 3 plus 4. But I want to work with batch mode means file, new file, write your code here itself and execute run module. Run module. You can run the code here itself, right? Save it first. Run module. Run module, right? Yes. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. Ten plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. Understood, right? So here in this, ideally, we can write the code here itself and we can execute the code here itself, right? Yes. So I was just discussing, right? So Python software foundation, Python versions, Python installation, Python execution modes, uh, working with editors, working with IDs. Working with IDs, I'll discuss later once we are done with a little bit of technical content, right? Yes. So here, if you want to write a Python code within a notepad, right? First open notepad, type your Python code, this whatever you want to write, and save it, save as sample1.py, save it. Now submit this file to Python. Now submit this file to Python. How to submit the file to Python? Go to the command prompt, cmd you type and type Python there, and give the path in which drive, in C drive, in which folder, Python, which folder, what is the folder name, and what is the file name, right? Yes, file name sample1.py, right? So you got so here just specify Python and give the path, entire path of the file name, the folder name, and the drive name. Say enter. Ten plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. Understood, right? This, and if you want to work with ideally, right? If you here, what happens, you are writing the code in the notepad, but you are executing in the command prompt, right? But to write and execute at the same place, right? So we can just go to this ideally. We go to this ideally, right? Yes, where it is available, wherever Python is installed, right? So within this Python 3.11, if you click it, the first thing is you see ideally Python shell gets opened. So within this cell, this is your cell, right? If you want to work with interactive mode, here you can type and execute. And if you want to work with batch mode, say file, new file. Okay. Here itself we can write the code, save it by using .py extension and run itself. Run here, run module, right? Understood. Okay, so understood, right, everyone? So you can install Python in your systems, and not only that, Python can be installed in any environment, right? Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and even for the Mac OS also, you can see that download is available. If you go and check here, right, in this python.org website, can you see here for Mac OS 64-bit universal installer for Mac OS. For Linux, I said there is no separate installation. Okay, we can, by default Python comes, but if you want latest version, you can just use that command. I said. Yes. And we have got editors and IDs. Editors like for Windows and for Linux, right? A Notepad and Edit Plus for Windows, VA Nano for Linux. Creating a .py file and submitting to this. Okay. And we have got ideally where we can write and execute at the same place, right? Yes. Yeah. So any queries you have got as part of today's session, like installations, versions, execution modes? Tomorrow I'll be entering into the technicals of Python data types and variables. What happens internally when we store a variable in Python? How to print its value, how to print its address, how to print its type. So I also said I'll be discussing modules related to different domains. See, some models related to database, some models related to operating system, some models related to regular expression, some related to date time, some related to data science, some models related to big data, some related to graphics, and how to create our own modules. Everything we'll be discussing, right? Apart from this, we'll be discussing procedural oriented programming, object oriented programming, scripting, right? Everything I'll be discussing. You can just go to the course content. Yes. Tomorrow also everyone can attend the session at same time using the same link, right? Yes. So Python for writing automation scripts, right? Python within this AWS, in robotics, in IoT, right? Python is mostly preferred for writing automation scripts. Python is one of the best language with vast variety of libraries.
Sir, how is memory managed by Python, sir?
Yeah.
I mean, how does Python manage its memory?
Yes. So tomorrow you can just understand those, right? What happens internally whenever we define some variables. Automatic memory management in Python, right? Okay.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. What is the duration of this Python course?
So total in brief about Python core and advanced, it takes 2 to 2.5 months.
Okay, sir.
So only for Python core and advanced, it is 2.5 months. And for if you go for total full stack course, it's a total full stack, right? Okay. For Python, the see here, 1 second. Observe this. So as part of this course, you'll be learning Python, right? Python core, advanced and application oriented modules. The duration like nearly 70 hours we'll be discussing, like 2.5 months it takes, 2 to 2.5 months. And the fee structure is 5K for it. And apart from this Python full stack, if you want to go, means you'll be in brief, you'll be given knowledge on this UI technologies, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, plus Django framework. Plus REST APIs, plus project. So for all this, other than for all this, it's 5K only, right? So combinedly it's 10K if you go for full stack, right? Yes. So will be discussed UI technologies in brief, not like overview, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, Django, REST APIs and project, right? Everything. So it also for, this is for 2 months. Python also for 2.5 months, right? Totally like 4 months to 4.5 months it takes for entire thing. If you want to go parallelly also, you can go parallelly. While updating Python, you can go with UI technologies parallelly, right? So, and Django introduction, those things, everything also, by the time you complete UI technologies, right? Python core gets completed. When Python cores get completed, you can go with Django also parallelly. So that in parallel, if you go 2.5 months, it gets completed, 2.5 to 3 months. So there are some weekend batches also available. In weekdays, you can go for Python. Weekends, you can go for Django. Yes. Yes. Any other queries, right? Anyone? So every recorded video you will be getting, every session is video recorded. You will be getting the recorded video and soft copy of the notes. Topic wise, you'll be getting this, whatever I'm discussing, right? The notes will be. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Would you give the some assignments for practice of Python after
Yes,
the
yes,
session?
yes, definitely. Once we enter into the technicals, right, I'll provide you the assignments task.
And sir, is in this 5K is the use of Python is completely covered in AWS?
So here Python used for different environments, right? Python used for different environments, right? In networking, it is used in big data, it is used data science, it is used in testing, it is used in animations, it is used. So different domains it is used, right? I said I'll be discussing some domains. How to, we have got modules, 89,300 modules are there. How to explore a module. For example, if you are from data science background, you'll be exploring some 10 modules. Only how to explore a module, how to use its properties, how we can check its functionalities, how we can get help on its module, and how to reload, how to reuse. And if okay, in this way, if you want to explore the module, right, you'll be learning in this course how to explore a module. So you can just explore. If you go to any environment, you will be able to explore that module.
Okay, sir.
So for that, we require Python knowledge. Yes.
Sir, there is a problem with installation.
What is it?
I install when we first saw downloads, when we first press downloads, there come installations for Windows. I installed that again. You told to install the below one.
Yes.
So then I deleted the one that is already installed, and then again when I am installing, it came like modify setup. Now what to do?
Modified setup means you have not installed it. Install, uninstallation means how will you uninstall? Go to the settings, apps, and select your apps. So which one you want to remove it. Select which you want to uninstall, right? So Python 3.11.
Not present, sir. I saw it.
So you need to uninstall this.
And,
Click it
and
and uninstall it.
actually, it is not present, sir. And I have deleted from the C drive.
Share your screen. Can you share the screen?
Actually, I'm using two devices. Wait, sir. Let me show you.
Now what is your problem? Yes. So in that Python is not available. Uninstall, you click and uninstall it, right? Yes, setup failed. Close it. Not startup apps, right? You where you went startup apps, uninstallation, not that, not this, right? Go to settings, go to your Windows settings, apps, in that select apps. Okay, this only, right? In that Python is not available. Which version you have selected? 64-bit 3.11. Select it, and if trying to install, already you have got the downloaded file. Click the downloaded file. What happened? Modify, repair, uninstall. Modify you say. Okay, next you say. Next install you say. Close it. And now work with Python. Go to command prompt. Type Python there. Command prompt. Open command prompt. CMD you type in the search. CMD. Type Python there. Type Python. Enter. Working, right? Some statements with 3 plus 4 is 6. Enter. Enter. 3 plus 4. It's not plus, right? Plus 3 plus 4. Enter. Yes. It's working, right? Your Python is working, right? Yes. So 1 second. You are seeing what is your query here? Okay. So you can work with this Python. Okay, Python version. Okay. For that you need to set. Okay, you are not selected. See, once again, while installation, if you are not selecting that add Python to path, right? It's your older version, older Python path will be taken. I think you have already installed Python 3.10.5. The tomorrow session I'll say, right, how to set path. Okay, in the tomorrow session I'll say you that how to set path for this. So any version, right, Python 3.9, 10, 11, anything is fine to work with, not a problem. Python 3.9, 3.10, 3.11, any version can be used. For you, how we can set the path means go to environment variables. We need to give the path of Python 3.11 in that. If you have forgot to give the path. Okay. Fine, not a problem. So, okay, tomorrow we'll continue. So everyone try to install it. Still, if anyone has got problem, so tomorrow you can intimate me, right? So I'm stopping for now. Meet you tomorrow, right? Same time, same link. Yeah, morning all. So today and my discussion will be on data types and variables. Data types and variables. Every organization use case has got data and operations, operations. data represented using data types or variables. Data representing using data types or variables. Operations represented using functions. Data represented using data types or variables. Operations represented using functions. Okay. In Python, we have got a dynamic data types, right? Yes. In Python, we have got, as compared with other programming language like C or C++ or Java, right? Python has got a dynamic data types. In other programming, if you want to define X as 10, compulsory we need to say int X, right? Float Y, Z equal to string. So without this data type defining, we cannot create variables X, Y, Z here. Without the data type defining, we cannot define the float of Y. Okay, but in Python directly we can say X as 10, Y as 4.5, Z as hello, right? We can directly say X as 10, Y as 4.5, Z as hello. What type of variable X means? Based on the data type defining, we are saying it as int. What type of variable Y is means float type. What type of variable string means? Yes. X equal to 10, X equal to 10. X equal to 10, right? Okay. What type of variable X is here? What type of variable X is means integer type. Why it is integer? Because you have assigned a integer value to X. If you are based upon what value you are assigning, if you are assigning integer value, integer variable gets created. Integer variable gets created. Type of X will be integer type. Type of Y is what type? What type of variable you have assigned to it? Float variable. Type of Y will be float. Type of Z is what type? str, string type. So type of X is integer, type of Y is what? Float, type of Z is what? String. Based upon what value you are assigning to X, what value you are assigning to this, right? Type of Z will be string type. So if you're assigning a list type, for example, W equal to a list 10, 20, 30. So here you, as you are assigning a list of values to W, type of W will be a list. Yes. So based upon what value you are assigning, right? Based on the value assigned, the variables are getting created. So here I'm going to discuss 4 cases now. Understand these 4 cases. What happens internally whenever we defining some variables here in Python? Case 1. Defining a variable. X equal to 10. So whenever you say x equal to 10, internally one object gets created. Internally one object gets created with value 10 with some address. The address is given to x. X equal 10, an object created with value 10 with some address. Object holding single value. Object holding single value. Defining a variable x equal to 10, object holding single value. And here, okay. Three things you need to understand here. What x is storing? What x is storing means don't say x is storing the 10. X stores the address. X stores the address. If I say print x, right? If I say print x, prints the content. Prints the content at that address. Prints the content at that address. What is the content at this address? 10. Next, if you want to print the address, right? ID function, ID of x, prints the address of x. Prints the address of x. One 103070. Type of x, prints the data type of x. Prints the content at that address. Prints the address of x. Prints the data type of x. Data type of x is what? Data type of x is, sorry, integer type. Yes. So printing the content, printing the address, printing the type. Three things you need to understand here. Printing the content, printing the address, printing the type. Type of x is what type? Integer type. Yes. That is case one. Now observe this case two, right? Now you need to answer, try to answer, right? X value 10, Y value 20. X value 10, Y value 20. How many objects are created here? X value 10, Y value 20. How many?
Two objects.
Two objects created, right? For 10, one object with value 10. Okay. The address Y equal to 20, one more object with value 20 is created. Okay. Two variables. Okay. Try to, everyone try to answer. Print x. What is the x value? Yes.
10.
Print x is what? 10. Print ID of x, address of x.
103070.
10. See, I'm getting sounds from someone. Yes. If you have got background noise, you can just give a response to chat panel. Okay. Print address of x. Print x 10. Address of x means 103070.
Sir,
Type
how
of,
you are taking 103070?
see whenever I'm taking some random value. So whenever you create a value 10, right, it is going to occupy some memory location, right? It is going
Okay.
to occupy some memory address, right? That memory
Okay.
address it will return. Generally print address of x means that address will return. For example, I have taken
Okay. Okay.
print type of x. Type of x will be what type? Integer type, as you have assigned integer value to x. Now print y, try to answer. Print y is what? It goes to this address and prints that value at that address. 20. Address of y?
10480.
104080. Type of y? Type of y will be what?
Int.
Okay. Two different variables with two different values, then two different objects with two different addresses are created. Observe this case 3 now. Understood at this case to everyone? Two different variables with two different values, two different objects with two different addresses. Case 3. X value is 10, y also 10. Now try to answer. X is 10, sorry, x is 10, y is 10. Yes, x is 10, y is 10. How many objects are created? Two objects or one object?
Two objects.
Two objects.
Observe carefully here, only one object is created. Only one object with value 10. 103070, this address is given to x. Before creating object for y, it checks any object with value 10 is already available. If already available, the same address will be given to y. Don't think like for one more object with value 10 gets created. If x is 10, y is 10, z also 10, right? Don't think like three objects with value 10 will be created. Only one object, and the address will be given to x, the address will be given to y, the address will be given to z. Okay, now x, y, and z, they are sharing the same content to 10. They are sharing the same address, right? X, y, and z, they are sharing the same content to 10. They are sharing the same address, right? So here, yeah, if you say print x, print y, print z, they are going to print 10 only. Type of x, type of y, type of z. Type of z is what? Integer type. Address also same, right? Print x, type of x, type of y, and type of z. Integer type. Address of x, address of y, address of z. 103070, right? Yes. Okay. So here, three different values. So three, for example, if x value 10, y value 20, z value 30, how many objects? If x is 10, y is 20, z is 30.
Three
How many?
objects.
3 objects. If 10, 10, 10, only one object. Means what is your observation? If the values are different, multiple objects. If values are same, only one object, right? Yes. Now observe this case 4. X value 10, y is x is 10, x is 20. Address we want to give. For example, whenever you store something, right, it is going to take the address. It is stored at so and so memory location address. Observe this, how this address, we won't give any address. If you are storing any video, means in your system, right, it's going to occupy some memory, right, that address. So here also, whenever you are storing that x equal to 10, it's going to be stored in the memory. At what memory it is stored? What is that memory address location? It is going to get printed. We don't need to give it. If you say print address of x, where exactly it is stored, that is going to get printed. Print id of x means it where exactly it is getting stored, that address location will be written. So here x is 10, x is 20. Now try to answer everyone. How many objects? Previously x, y, now x and x on. Yes, how many objects? For 10, one object. For 20, also one object. Now print x means what is the x value it prints? 10 or 20 or both? Print x means what is the x value it is going to print?
20.
Anyone?
Ten or 20 or both? Always it prints the latest value, right? 20. Print id of x means the latest address 108070. Print type of x, integer type. So it always prints that. Okay, is there any possibility of printing the value 10, the previous object value? Print x, address of x, type of x. Okay, integer type, right? Yes. So what happens to the previous object means, to understand this, what happens to the previous object? Yes. There is a small concept you need to understand. Garbage collector. You need to understand garbage collector. What is garbage collector? As of, it's too early to discuss this concept, but as of now, I'll just discuss the overview about it. Garbage collector, what it does. Later, as part of this course, we'll be discussing in brief with multiple examples, right? So I'll go back to this case 3 to explain about garbage collector. Removes unused or unreferred objects. Removes unused or unreferred objects from the memory. Which objects you will say it as unused or unreferred objects? Which objects you are going to say as unused or unreferred objects? Object whose reference count. Objects whose reference count becomes 0. Those objects we call it as unused or unreferred objects. Objects whose reference count becomes 0. Then immediately those objects gets removed. Then immediately objects whose reference count becomes 0, then immediately those objects gets removed from the memory by garbage collector. What do you mean by reference count becoming 0? What do you mean by reference count becoming 0? What do you mean by reference count first? Number of variables pointing to an object. Number of variables pointing to an object. Number of variables pointing to an object or number of variables storing address of an object. Variables pointing or number of variables storing address of an object. Now observe this to make you understand. Now here, what is the reference count of this object to 10? How many variables are pointing to this object to 10? How many variables are pointing? Yes.
3.
3. X is pointing, Y is pointing, Z is pointing. So reference count is 3. 3 variables are pointing. Or how many variables storing the address? So X is storing this object address, Y is storing this object address, Z is also storing this object address. So reference count is 3. Now, how come a reference count becomes 0? How reference count becomes 0 and how object gets removed, right? To understand that, how reference count becomes 0 means Y value 10, slowly I have modified Y value to 20. Slowly I modified Y value to 20 means a new object with value 20 created with some address. Y equal to 20, Y equal to 20, an object created with some address, the address is given to Y. Now y is pointing to the new object. Y is pointing to the new object. Y is not pointing to 10. So now y is made to point to 20. Now reference count becomes what? Try to answer. Reference count becomes what? 2,
2.
right? Only x and z are pointing. Y was pointing, but y is pointing to the new object to 20. Slowly z value I modified to 30. Now again new object 30 got created with some address. The address is given to z. Now z is not pointing to this object to 10. Z is pointing to the new object, right? Now what is the reference count now? Yes, 1, right? Only x is pointing now. Only x is pointing. Previously 3 variables were pointing x, y, z. So reference count is 1. Only x is pointing to this object to 10. Slowly I modified that x value also to 50. Now x is pointing to the new object 50. X is not pointing to this. Reference count becomes 0. Previously 3 variables were pointing. Now 3 variables are pointing to 3 different objects. Now none of the variables are pointing to this object to 10. Reference count becomes 0, means 10 is unused object now. No variables are pointing. So it's 10 is unused unreferred object. So whenever reference count becomes 0, immediately garbage collector removes that object from the memory. Understood that, everyone? Yes. Initially reference count was 3. Slowly reference count becomes 0. So object gets removed. So these things again I'll discuss in brief in this course, right, later. So this object gets removed. Now coming to this case 4, coming back to this case 4, right? Yes. What happens to the previous object 10? Can I print its value? Means observe. Okay. Forget about this x equal 20 for some time. See that only x equal to 10. What is the reference count of this? How many variables are pointing? How
1.
many? Only one variable is pointing, right?
Reference count is also 1.
So reference count is one variable pointing. So slowly I modified x value to 20. Now this address is stored by x. Now this is not pointing to this. X is pointed to 20. So reference count becomes 0. It becomes 0 means garbage cutter removes this object from the memory. This is what happens internally. Okay. So the object gets removed. So there is 4 cases. Understood that, everyone? Case 1, 2, 3, and 4. In case 1, defining a single variable, right? Printing their address, printing their type, printing their content. In second case, 2 different variables with 2 different values, 2 different objects with 2 different addresses. Case 3, observe. X is 10, Y is 10, Z is 10. Only one object, only one address. Case 3, X is 10, Y is 10, Z is 10. Only one object, only one address. Now observe this case 4. If X is 10, X is 20, always the latest value will be considered, right? I'll show you all these 4 cases practically now. Yesterday I was saying how to install Python, right? Go to this start programs. So once Python is installed, you can see within this C drive. So okay, so here we can see within this Python 3.11 IDLE, right? Yes, click this IDLE, right? Yes. Python shell gets opened. Python shell gets opened in this way, right? Yes. File, new file. If you want new file, right? Yes. So now here case one. This is comment in Python. Comment means it's not executable. Okay. Case one. Defining a variable. X equal to 10. Print X. Type of X. First address of X, where exactly it is stored, the address it is going to print. Type of X, data type of X. Seven AM. Dot py into one dot py. See run module, right? Yes. 10 its address and its type. Once again check this result. Printing the content. Print X means prints the content. Prints the content, print the address, print the type. Print the address and prints the type. Type is what type? Int type. Print X, address of X, type of X. Type of X is what type? Int type. Okay. Now observe this case two. The same thing I'll copy and just creating one more file, new file for writing one more code. File, new file, right? Observe this case two now. Yes, case two. Defining two different variables. Two different variables with two different values. Defining two different variables with two different values. Then two different objects. Two different objects gets created. Then two different objects. defining two different variables with two different values, then two different objects gets created with two different addresses. X value 10, Y value 20. Y is 20, right? X is 10, Y is 20. Now try to observe. Print X, address of X, type of X. Print Y, address of Y, type of Y. Print Y, address of Y, and type of Y. Okay. Address of X and address of Y, is it same or different? Try to answer. Address of X and address of Y, is it same or different? Everyone.
Different.
Different, right? Because the contents are different, the values are different. So the addresses also will be different. Observe this, right? Output 10, its address and its type. 20, its address and its type. So 10 and 20, two different values. These addresses, you see different addresses, type or integer types. Okay. Case 3. Case 3, the same values, right? Case 3, defining same values. File, new file. Defining two different variables. Case 3 is what? Defining two different variables with same values. Two different variables with same values. Then only one object gets created. Only one object gets created. Address is returned to both the variables. Two different object, two different variables with same values. Only one object gets created and its address is returned to both the variables. X is 10, Y also 10. So address of X and address of Y, is it same or different? Everyone.
Same.
Same.
Okay, this is case 3, right? See, address of X and address of Y. Same address or different? X is 10, Y is 10. XY, same address, right? Contents are same, values are same, address is also same, right? Contents are same, value. So these values are same, addresses are same, types also same. Case 4. Defining two variables with same name. Two variables with same name is X and X. Two variables with same name but with the different values. Two variables with same name but with different values. Defining two variables with same name but with different values. Two different objects gets created. Two different objects gets created. And the previous one gets removed. Okay. Two variables with same name but with different values. Then two different objects gets created and the previous one gets removed. X is 10, X is 20. Two objects gets created and the previous one gets removed. Print X means 20. Address of X means this 20 address. Type of X means this. All these 4 cases. Yes. Understood, right? What happens internally when we define some variables in Python? What happens internally when we are defining how to print their content, how to print their values, and how to print their addresses? Yes. Yes. Okay, so I said, right, this course content we'll be discussing in brief, step by step. Python basics, Python operations, operators in Python, Python IDs, Python IDs, right? In real time, we use IDs, right? PyCharm, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, PyDev, Komodo, Atom, VS Code. I'm going to show you all those IDs, right? How to download and how to install. So control statements. Okay. Looping statements.
Sir, which ID we are currently using, sir?
So we'll be using PyCharm ID. We'll be using PyCharm ID mostly. It's a mostly used one. Right? So strings in Python, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, and string special characters. Collections in Python, right? Yes. Collections or collection data types in Python, right? Okay. Python lists, tuples, Python list creations, list indexing, list slicing, list operations, list functions, right? Yes. A lot of discussion on these collection types. Like I was saying, like list properties, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested list, list modifications, right? Yes. Next, Python tuples. Okay. And similarly for tuples, tuple indexing, tuple slicing, tuple functions, tuple methods, tuple addresses, nested tuples, right? Sets, set operations, mathematical operations, methods, right? Dictionary properties, everything, right? Yes. So every day you'll be getting the recorded videos, and it will be forwarded to your Google Drives and notes to your Gmail, right? Topic wise, you'll be getting the soft copy, right? Yes. Functions in Python, different types and categories, models in Python, right? Packages in Python, and errors and exceptions in Python, exception handling and file handling, object-oriented programming concepts in brief. I've just given only the headings of it, that many subtopics we'll see within this. And regular, I said I'll be discussing many models related to different domains. Some models related to regular expressions, some related to database, Python database connections, some models related to date time, some related to operating system, some related to data science, some related to big data, right? And advanced concepts, iterator, generator, closures, and decorators, right? Graphic GUI programming, right? And Excel workbook, data analytics. So introduction to this data science also, and some models like Pandas model in brief, in depth, NumPy model in brief, in depth, right? And Matplotlib. So this is what we'll be discussing as part of this Python course, 30 topics in brief. Can just compare this course content, right, with any other trainings. We have got a lot of syllabus we have included for this. Okay, in brief, in depth, we'll be discussing, right? So the duration will be like 2.5 months for it, 70 hours. And those who go for full stack, right? So Django and UI technologies, HTML will be covered, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, and Django, REST API, right? Project will be discussed, right? So Django, you can see Django introduction, web frameworks, Django installations, Django views, templates, admin models, advanced, right? And UI technologies and MySQL. So this is what as part of this, right? You can see in the chart panel, right? You can see that in the chart panel, the tomorrow the link will be changing, right? From tomorrow, so already we have discussed last 4 sessions. Tomorrow the link will be changed. Those who got enrolled, those who got registered, right? They'll be getting the link to their mail IDs. See that course structure, the other things, right? Yes. So here, once again, I'm saying yes. So Python, for like Python core advanced application oriented modules. So nearly for 70 hours, like 5K is the fees plus if you see like design UI technologies, for this UI technologies, Django plus REST APIs plus project for all this, right? I'm spending nearly 60 hours for it, totally 70 plus 130 hours, right? So nearly 4 months course it will be. And if you want, you can go parallelly also, weekends and weekdays. So this fees is 5K. If you go as a combo package, just you can pay 9K. That's enough. If you want as a combo, it's a single payment, right? Yes. So it's a 5K and 5K. It's an offer batch. Yes. So tomorrow the link will be changed. You can see in the chart panel all the payment process and the procedures are provided. The contact details of the online team is provided. You can contact them for any queries, right? Yes. And don't forget to send the screenshot of your payment details to the Durgasoft online training. Then only they can forward you the link, right? So any other queries from your side, right? Anyone, right? The duration of the course, right? Yes. Yeah.
Timing of the
So yeah, once again, I'm saying about the timing. For the first 10 days or 2 weeks, it will be at 7 a.m. But later it will be at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
First 10 days or 2 weeks, it will be at 7 a.m. Later it will be at 6 a.m. in the morning, right? As many requests made by the students, college students and job holders, right? It's moved to 6 a.m. So we'll be covering Python, Django, UI, and MySQL. All this will be covered full stack, right? Yes. Any other queries, right? Clear soft copy of the notes will be provided. You will be getting the recorded video. Session wise, assignments and tasks will be provided, and a WhatsApp group will be created for those who got enrolled, right? For direct any errors you got, can take a snap and keep it in the WhatsApp group, right? Yes. So if I'm done with this, I'll stop now. We'll continue tomorrow, right? Yes. Okay. Fine.
Please keep everybody mute. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to my demo class. So, this course is, what is this course? This is pure Angular latest version only. Okay, right. So, whatever the latest version also, you can, okay, you will get it here. Right. So, in Angular wise, we are going to discuss the latest version only. Right. So now what is Angular? So this is the demo class. Demo class means starting class. This is the day one class. So in the day one class, only introduction can be possible. So before going to the introduction, I will introduce myself. My name is Ramesh. I have 30 plus years of experience as a web developer and a trainer. Right. So now coming to this introduction of Angular. Introduction means what is Angular, who developed Angular, all those things. Okay, right. So before going to that, I want to tell you one thing. I don't have any pre-written material. What are the notes is required? I will give it in the class itself. Okay. After making payment, you will get the videos through Google Drive. Videos are not downloadable. They are just watchable. They are watchable. But okay, right. So files I will upload. Those can be downloadable. Okay, right. So yeah, videos everybody will get after making payment. Monday to Friday only classes, daily 1 hour class. Okay, Monday to Friday classes, daily 1 hour class. Okay, right. So what? I don't have any pre-written material. Don't expect anything, any material. Okay, right. So but notes I will provide. Right. So now coming to this introduction. What is Angular? So Angular is a MVC structure followed client-side framework. Angular is a MVC structure followed client-side framework developed by Google company by using TypeScript language. Angular is a MVC structure followed. Angular is a MVC structure followed client-side framework. Okay, Angular is a MVC structure followed client-side framework developed by Google company by using Angular language. So I will explain this about MVC structure a little bit later. Now coming to this client-side framework. So in the software industry, we have two types of technologies: client-side technologies and server-side technologies. So as per your knowledge, respond. What is the difference between them? What are client-side technologies and what are server-side technologies? What is the difference between them? As per your knowledge, respond. Hello.
Consider the UI development only.
Okay. Who is this? Sorry.
Natas here. Client side is when you cannot interact with the backend side. Only request getting the request is in the backend side. Backend side in the getting the response to client to response to client side.
Okay. Right. So any other answers? Ganesh Karnakar Reddy, Shravan Kumar.
Server-side technologies like Java and Python, it will be the backend database will connect to. And it is a HTTP serverless request.
Okay. Right. So yeah, now I'm going to tell you my point. Right. So the technologies. Okay. The technologies. What is that? Client-side technologies, not as server-side technologies. What is the difference between them? 1 second, wait. Priya is not getting my voice.
Little bit voice breaking, sir. Your voice between between the voice.
1 sec. Everybody getting any audio issues from me, from my side?
Yeah, no, sir. I can hear you properly.
No,
So I think, yeah. 1 second, wait. This is for only Priya only, okay, not for everybody. Right. Once civilization come again. Angular is a MVC structure followed client-side framework developed by Google company. Okay. So Google company. Okay. Right. So I've asked the question is, what is the difference between them? What is the difference between client-side technologies and server-side technologies? Okay. Right. So what is the difference between client-side technologies and server-side technologies? So the main difference is by using client-side technologies, we cannot store our data permanently. Okay, by using client-side technologies, we cannot store our data permanently. But by using server-side technology, we can store our data permanently. We can store our data permanently. Okay, by using client-side technology, we cannot store our data permanently. But by using server-side technology, we can store our data permanently. How we are able to store our data permanently? How we are able to store our data permanently? So if you want to store your data permanently, we should store that data in a database. We should store the data in a database. So okay, so the technologies, whatever you are using, that should have the capacity to connect with the database. The technologies, whatever you are using, that should have the capacity, okay, to connect with the database. Those technologies can be called as server-side technologies. The technologies who doesn't have the capacity to connect with the database, those technologies can be called as client-side technologies. Those technologies can be called as client-side technologies. Clear it, everybody? Okay, so the client-side technologies, by using client-side technologies, we cannot connect our data with the database. Understand it, everybody? We cannot store our data permanently. By using client-side technologies, we cannot store our data permanently. Those will work on client-side, and that means users computer level only it will work. Okay, if you are able to store your data also, that is also temporarily. That is also only in that particular user computer you can store your data. That's it. Okay, but server-side technology means we can store our data in a database, so everybody can see the same data. For example, Amazon.in. The data, whatever you are saying in the Amazon.in, that is coming from the database only. So everybody can see the same data. Everybody can see the same data. Understand it, everybody? For example, if you are searching for any issues, everybody in the India can see the same information, same shoes. Okay, everybody, right? So that is the difference. Client side technology means only in that user's computer only they will store the data. Only in this computer only we can store our data. Only that particular user can see that. Server side means we will store the data in a database independently server. So we are by using our server side technology like PHP, .NET, Java, Python. Okay, by using those type of technologies, we need to connect with the database. After connecting, we need to retrieve the data, and the data we will display. Is it point clear, everybody? Respond. Difference between client side and server side technologies.
Yes, sir.
I want everyone's response. Prasad, Ramesh, Pratiksha,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Priya Mahajan.
Yes, sir. Now it's
Right.
audible.
Yeah, right. Shobha, Soumya Lakshmi, Vaibhav.
Yes, sir.
Right. Vijay Krishnan. Right. Now framework. So why everybody using framework nowadays? Why framework? It is a client side framework, right? So we understand the difference between client side and server side technologies. Now we need to understand about this framework. Why everybody using framework to develop their application nowadays? As per your knowledge, you can respond. Hello. Okay, right. Now I will compare with real world example and then I will explain why we will use a framework like that. Then you will understand better. Okay, right. So why everybody using framework nowadays means, for example, if I compare with real world example, suppose you have 10 crores of money with you. You want to start a software company. You want to start a software company. So if you want to start a software company, you have two options. One option is you need to purchase some land. Okay, depends upon your requirement. You need to recruit an engineer to plan for your office. Okay, please keep everybody mute. Netaji, don't unmute yourself. I'm getting some resound. Netaji, please keep yourself mute. Please don't unmute yourself, kindly. I'm getting some noise. I'm sorry, but getting so much noise. Attend through only one device. If you are attending through two devices, please attend through only one device. That is also connect through headphones. Not only for Netaji, for everybody. Right. So you have two options. Okay. What is that? One is you need to purchase the land and according to your requirements, you need to. Netaji, click mute it, Netaji. I'm getting some noise from your side. Or else any other person.
Sir. Some other, sir. Some other person.
Ganesh, put yourself mute.
Give me 1 second, sir. Actually, I switch. Or you can mute me.
No, if I mute, you cannot speak. That's why. Yeah, right. So you need to recruit an engineer to give plan for your office. Why? Because depends upon that plan only. We need to understand how much concrete we need, how much bricks we need, how much iron we need, all those things. Clear it, everybody. So depends upon that only. We need to. Okay, depends upon that only. We need to order. So after purchasing everything, after recruiting everyone, after purchasing everything, still we need to wait 1.5 years to 2 years to complete that building. 1.5 years to 2 years to complete that building. Okay, then only we can start our business production. Then only we can start our production, right everybody? Then only we can start our production, right? So there is second option also there. What is that? Already some nice realtors are there. They have completed some nice buildings. So according to our test, we will go to the buildings, and whatever building is suitable for our requirement, what we will do, we will occupy that space. Right everyone? We will occupy that space. We will occupy that space, and we will what we will do, we will occupy that space by paying money. Okay, whatever building is suitable, okay, so that space will take it for lease also, or else you can purchase immediately also, or else we can take it for rent also, whatever it may be, we can take it. Clear it everyone? Okay, and according, if any modification is required, depends upon that building structure and that floor structure, we need to modify. Depends upon that building structure or floor structure, we need to modify. Okay everybody, depends upon that building structure and floor structure, we need to modify that modify that. Okay, and then immediately we can start our production. So it will take minimum 15 days to 1 month. So which one you will choose? You will wait up to 2 years without income, or else within 1 month you will occupy and you will start the production. First one or second one? Which one you will prefer? Respond everybody.
Second option from my end.
Right. Any other persons? Why only one student is responding? Please respond everybody confidently. Hello. Hello. Are you getting my voice? Offline class, yes, it will start little bit. We will talk in the later. Viber, I should not discuss here. Right.
It's clear, sir. You're audible.
No, I'm asking a question. Everybody, which one will prefer? Frame means first option or second option?
Second option.
I explain an example, right?
Second option.
Okay. Generally, we'll go for second option. Why? Because less time, and immediately we can start our production. That means we will get some money also. So most of the people will go to the second option. Okay, right. Okay, so why it is very easy also, and it is very less time also. Okay, so like that, whenever you are developing an application, we can have two choices. We can develop our application by using any core language, or else we can go for any frameworks is available. So if you choose core language, what happens is, as a programmer, whenever you are developing an application, we need to take care of three things. One is performance. Okay. Second one is security. Okay. And third one is SEO friendly URLs. So performance. Why performance is required? For example, PhonePe. You are the owner of PhonePe. You want to transfer 20 rupees of money for your friend, or else you have purchased a curry from a curry point, you want to transfer 20 rupees for them, so it is taking 2 hours time, okay, to transfer 20 rupees of money. Okay, so anybody encourage your app?
Not
See, somebody is sending phone pay through 1 rupee also, immediately they are receiving it, but it is taking 2 hours time to send single rupee also, 20 rupees also, 20,000 rupees also. Okay, it is taking a 1 hour time, 2 hours time, like that. Anybody encourages your application?
No.
Respond.
No, sir.
Okay, nobody.
No.
Why?
This
Because it is
performance
very
issues.
late. Yeah, it is very late. Though your application is good, since it is very late, okay, nobody encourages your application. Okay, so what they need to do? How at the same time, how many people are using? How many people, real customers are there? And in that situation, in that time, suppose now it is 7:30, there is 20 crores of people are using phone pay, think like that. In the 20 crores of people at this moment, okay, 5 crores of people are operating at the same time. In that case, what they need to do? Nobody's application should be stuck, okay, and everybody can send the money to anyone also. Understanding, right? and one income should not get into others account. That means you are transferring 20 rupees money. Somebody is transferring 20 rupees. You should not get that 20 rupees to your account. Whatever the money deserve, from where you need to deserve, okay, from where you need to get, from that person only, that much amount only you need to get. Okay, one person session is not a conflict with other person session. All those things we need to take care of that. That is comes under performance. Okay, and performance especially means faster. Okay, right. So your application is taking 2 hours of time to send 20 rupees also. So nobody encourages. Why? It is very late. So how much secure also it should be perform very well. Okay, right. Now your application, you are the owner of PhonePe. Your application is faster, but you have sent 200 rupees for your friend. Okay, it is transferring within a time 1 second or 2 seconds only. But in that 1 second or 2 seconds, somebody hijacked that. Somebody theft that money through online, through hacking. So anybody, so like that, so many lakhs of issues came in a same day. So anybody uses our application? Respond everyone. This time performance
Not
is
easy.
good. Okay, but nobody is getting money. Somebody is thefting that. Respond everybody.
Yeah, first of
Anybody?
all, not the theft
Nobody
is a security issue. Security issue. That's what not using.
Right. Okay, security. So since though your application is faster, since there is no security, nobody uses our application. So as a programmer, okay, of course, a programmer means entire application cannot done by only one programmer. Okay, but as a programmers, we need to take care of three things. One is performance, second one is security. Okay, this is the purpose. Okay, right. Okay, right. And the third purpose is, third one is SEO friendly URLs. Why we require SEO friendly URLs? For example, you are developing an movie articles website. So then what happens? They will search in the Google. Somebody knows your application directly. Somebody, what they will do? They will search in Google only. Prabhas latest news. Okay, Prabhas at Krishna's funeral. Okay, latest. Okay, this thing, right? Prabhas Adipurish trailer. Okay, Prabhas, okay, something like that they will search. Okay, in that case, what we need to do? Your application should come in the first page. Your application should come in the Google's first page results. That is also first 5 results. Or else, yeah, first 5 results are preferable. Okay, so what the other person? Okay, understanding or not? Respond, please.
Yes, sir. Understand.
Okay, right. So that purpose, what is the thing we need to do? In that case, we need to guess that keywords, what the user will type in the Google. We need to guess that, and we need to do SEO friendly, SEO, search engine optimization. Of course, that is not our task. Every company there will be SEO persons will be there, but we need to have some little bit knowledge about other departments also. That's what I'm telling this. So for that purpose, we need to do SEO, search engine optimization. So that SEO means that search engine optimization means can be has that search engine optimization means one of them is URL, Google friendly URLs also, SEO friendly URLs also. Prabhas hyphen latest hyphen news, Prabhas hyphen Adipurush hyphen trailer, something like that you will see in the URL, right? Whenever you are reading any movie articles. So that is called SEO friendly URLs. Depends upon that also, depends upon that keywords also. Okay, depends upon the SEO friendly URLs also. Our web page will come in the first page of the Google results. Not only Google, any other search engine URLs also. Okay, search results also. Clear it, everybody? So as a programmer, we need to take care of these three things. Okay, understanding everyone? Kindly respond. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
what
sir.
are those? Performance, security, and SEO friendly URLs. So if you choose core language to develop your application, as a programmer, you need to take care of these three things. Framework also, these three things we need to take care. But if you choose core language, what happens is to give that basic structure as performance wise, security wise. Security means automatically that doesn't come like our real life security guard. Okay, security means how we are programming, how much we are calculating, how much we are preventing unnecessary stuff, that comes under security. Okay, right. So if you choose any core language, what happens is to give that basic structure related to okay, application related performance also, application related security also, it will take minimum 3 months to 6 months time to give only structure and security related code. That is also okay, right? There is nothing you are dealing with business logic. Only security and performance related and SEO friendly URLs related code. That structure it will get minimum 3 months to 6 months time, and then only you can start actually business logic application, business application. Okay, business logic. Okay, same thing you can do if you choose any framework within a single day also. That means okay, if you choose any framework, what happens within 1 or 2 minutes we can download that framework, and within 10 to 15 minutes we can change the basic configuration, basic settings in that framework, and immediately we can start our production. That means business logic, we can start our business logic. So that's why everybody using framework nowadays. Why? Because framework is nothing but a structure for an application. It will give a basic structure for our application where we should write our business logic, where that means okay, where we need to write our database related logics, where we need to write our user interface related logic, how we should work, okay, how URL should be manipulated, how security works, how a security should work, all those things they will give some basic structure. Understanding my point? Hello? So a framework is nothing but a structure of the application. Okay, code related structure. Okay, partitions. Okay, here where database related queries, here model related means here complicated logic related things, here are some place user interface related things, all those things they will give. Clarity, everybody kindly respond. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So that's how it will works. Okay, so yeah, which one will prefer? You will wait 3 months to 6 months time to write business logic, or else within single day you want to start? Respond everybody. Core language or framework? And one more thing is core language. By using core language, how much securely also you can write? Why? Because you are constructing that entire thing from the like scratch level, from the very basic level onwards. You are though it is late, but however you have constructed in the same way it will work. How much securely also you can write, or else how much low level programming also write, without security, without performance, only simple wise also you can write. But framework, every framework if should release means that should follow some standards, that should follow some standards. Since that framework is following the standards, your application also will be in standards. Okay, your application also will be in standards. So by using core language we can develop your application standard, or else cheap standards also we can develop. But framework, it must be with standards only. We need to maintain proper structure only. Okay, right. So that is also one of the reason to develop their frameworks nowadays, to develop their application by using frameworks nowadays. Is this point clear, everybody? Respond please. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
right. So this is how, and this is how it will works. Okay, this is how everybody using frameworks nowadays. Okay, so it will give some basic basic structure relate our application like performance wise and security wise and SEO friendly URLs wise. Depends upon that structure only we need to manipulate our application. Depends upon that one. Okay, right. So which company developed this? Google company. Okay, which company developed this? Google company. By using which technology? By using TypeScript language. What is that? TypeScript language. So every framework should develop by using any language only. Every framework should develop by using any language only. For example, Struts, Spring, Spring Boot or Hibernate, those are all Java related frameworks. CodeIgniter, Laravel, those are all PHP related framework. Django, that is Python related framework. Okay, MVC framework, that is related to .NET, I think. Okay, right. So like that, every framework developed by any core language only. Clear it, everybody? Every framework developed by any core language only. Okay, right. So like that, this also, this one, what is that? Angular also developed by TypeScript language. So that's why in the starting of the classes I will discuss TypeScript also in the course. Okay, no need to worry, I will teach here TypeScript also. Clear it, everybody? In this course I will discuss with you TypeScript also. Okay, right. So now coming to this TypeScript. So what is TypeScript? TypeScript is nothing but superset of JavaScript developed by Microsoft company. Okay, who is okay? Google company developed Angular. Microsoft developed TypeScript. Now tell me, and Angular developed by TypeScript language. Now tell me, who is the owner of Angular? Google or Microsoft or both? Respond, everybody.
Both, sir.
Both, sir. Microsoft and Google.
Actually, Google only. Okay,
Google.
if there is
Angular.
any, okay, actually Google only the owner. Why? Because TypeScript developed by Microsoft, not Google directly. Please keep everybody mute. Suppose you are developing, please keep everybody mute. Suppose you are developing an application by using Java language. Okay, so who will be the owner? You, or else who developed Java language, that person will be the owner. Respond, please. Hello?
Java is developed by Oracle.
I'm not asking about who developed anything. I'm asking about simple thing. Okay. You are developing an application. Okay. You are developing an application. For example, okay. You are developing an application. So for example, Ramesh Java tutorials or something like that. You are developing an application. You are writing the code for it, that application. So who is the owner? You will be the owner, or else who developed Java language, that person will be the owner. Respond. Hello.
Me.
Developer
Hello.
only, sir.
Who write the code, he will be the owner.
That's one
That means,
owner.
okay, right. So like that, the Microsoft people develop TypeScript only. Okay, but I am interested in TypeScript. I have developed, I have converted, I have customized that TypeScript in my own way, and I have named it as Angular. So who is the owner? Who developed Angular directly? He is the owner. Okay, so Google is the owner for Angular. Okay, directly, not the Microsoft. Microsoft is owner for TypeScript. Clear it, everybody? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Okay, right. So now what is TypeScript? TypeScript is nothing but superset of JavaScript. TypeScript is nothing but superset of JavaScript. So what is superset of JavaScript? What is superset of JavaScript? Superset of JavaScript means modified version of JavaScript. What is that? Modified version of JavaScript. Okay, or else extended part of